I'm so happy to welcome Bingz Huang, a gentleness ambassador who spreads the message of practicing gentleness through her published books, articles on Medium, intuitive dance videos, and facilitating intuitive healing for fellow sensitive solopreneurs. She lives in sunny Singapore with a young family of 3 boys. Wow, they must keep you busy.
Yeah,
We're so happy to have you here tonight. It's,
thank
it's
you.
tonight for me, and I think morning for you, right?
Yeah, 12 hours apart.
Yes. Well, it's so great to have you here. Now, I want to share with you. I don't know. You must not sleep. I mean, you're a busy person, and I noticed that I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show. Um, First of all, I'm going to show the book cover, and we're going to be talking about the Womb of Gentleness, which I think I've read 3 times now. Excellent book. And that's how I got to know Beings is through her book. And so I enjoyed it so much, and I'm so happy to have you on here to be able to meet the star behind the book. So that is so awesome. And we know each other from a group called the Garden of Neuro, which is a group for women, a safe, brave space for women to gather and share about all aspects of life. And so I've had the pleasure of getting to know you there as well. So it's wonderful. I feel like I just blessed all over to have this experience. And then I want to share just one moment, find my correct screen. Technology sometimes gets the best of me. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Your website. So is it the name of your website? Bingzhunghealer.com.
Yeah, it's actually due for revamp. So because there's been so much going on, and I'm I feel that I'm finally getting the big picture on how I link gentleness, human design, sensitivity, and even a dance, intuitive dance, and yeah, it feels like it's all coming together, and I'm excited to show that on my website.
Wonderful. And they're also on Medium, which is a very popular website for sharing all kinds of writings and beautiful posts that you put on there. And also, Gentleness Ambassadors is your publication, right? On
Yeah,
Medium?
yeah,
Perfect.
and
Wonderful.
authentic solopreneurs as well, and also a personal one on human design.
Wonderful. Yeah, you just are all over the place. So tell us about Bing's. I'd like first I'll ask about the dance. Can you tell us a bit about what it is that you experience? What's the story behind the dance and what that means to you?
uh, there's so much to say about dance. Um, I I think my my passion for dance got reawakened um, after I saw my kids taking dance classes at
Mm-hmm.
the studio that my dance teacher teaches at, and it just brought back so many memories on how like I just feel so alive when I dance. I used to dance hip hop, um, very energetic dances,
Mm-hmm.
and I've also learned about the gentler dance genres, like how to improvise dance and contemporary dance as a adult dancer. And even though I'm not professionally trained, I feel like there's so much goodness in embodying the movements in our body and
Mhm.
knowing that our bodies are made for a lot more than just doing the functional movements of sitting, standing, walking, running. There's so much more we can do and express, especially when you're sensitive to feelings and thoughts that perhaps you can't consciously explain because we are all interconnected. So
Right.
there's a lot that's under the surface that just needs to move through our bodies and out into the space. That and I I'm always very grateful that I've been sharing my dance videos on social media. So
Yeah.
these are just very casual dance videos
Mhm.
um, where I allow myself to be not so self-conscious and shy
Mhm.
and just show through my movements. Sorry about the traffic. And and something magical started to happen because I didn't expect to receive such an overwhelming response on how people, like my friends, just said they feel joy when they watch my videos.
Mhm.
That was
Yes.
really unexpected. Yeah.
Well, I love to dance, and I used to dance a lot more when I was younger, but the free dance, like when I was in sixth grade, back then the boys did one thing, the girls did another, and during exercise time, the boys would go outside and the girls would stay inside, and they turned the lights down in the room. And the teacher would give us these scarves, and she played this music, and we danced, called creative dance, to dance freely all around in the room. So we got our exercise. I think we had more fun than the boys did, actually. Uh, but it felt free, I guess, because it was just all of us girls. We weren't worried about the boys, and the boys are doing their thing. But would have been nice for the boys to do that as well, though, I think too.
Yeah.
But we had the best fun time with that, because you just learn just to be free and not have all of those rules and restrictions. Just dance, whatever movement you wanted to do. And even when I was like getting older, and even in high school, I would I'd pull down the blinds at the house, and my parents would be gone, and I'd put on music, and I would dance all over the house just like that. And it was like de-stressor for me.
Yeah.
Do you find that for you as well, to be like a de-stressor? And
I like to just close close myself in a room and
hmm
just dance freely. And it's also really very freeing to dance in the park with my favorite trees. So I I've been living close to this nearby park for the past 30 over years. And like even when I take a bus and pass by the area, I feel like the trees are calling out to me. And it's such a uh, beautiful embrace. Like they're my most supportive audience.
hmm
And I feel beautiful when I'm dancing in the company of my favorite trees.
That is wonderful. Do your kids go out and dance with you sometimes?
No, they don't. They actually they didn't enjoy the dance classes because it was too restrictive. But when I put on the music at home, they can shake their butt more than me, better than me. Yeah, they love the freestyle kind of uh, dance. I think that's wonderful too. Um,
Yes.
yeah, and um, and I was like when you were saying about the freedom, I was reminded of the lockdown, the very first lockdown last year, I was so upset that we had to be at home, and it was a pretty small apartment with so many kids around, and
Yeah.
trying to work. So my source of freedom was to through dance, taking dance classes online, and like even though it feels suffocating with so many people around, dance helps me to feel the freedom that I really have. That I can breathe more, I can spread my arms around, so
Mhm.
there's still a lot of space.
Yeah,
So
kind of spread your wings.
yes,
That's great. Wonderful. Now, I also saw that you're an intuitive healer and a gentleness coach. Can you tell a little bit about that or what that means?
okay, sure. Um, I've been learning energy healing for the past decade or so, and it is my first feeling of magic.
Mm-hmm.
As a young adult, then I was unhappy with my first job and feeling really lost. And so there was this holiday trip with my boyfriend, and that was my first Usui Reiki workshop where we
Mm-hmm.
learned how to attune our energies spiritually and to gather energies from source. So
Mm-hmm.
that was a really magical experience. Suddenly I felt like life is not so mundane anymore when I can sense the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, it helped me to release years of stored tears because I was very sensitive as a child, but
Mm-hmm.
I was taught not to cry, that crying is shameful,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and to be have a pleasant face, like to be a happy-go-lucky person on the outside. So during my first few healing workshops, there was a lot of release of tears that I didn't know I had in myself, and that was when I started to uh, be more aware of what I really enjoy in life and to have
Mm-hmm.
the courage to go for it. So this is so I really feel for people who had this kind of childhood like me, who grew up sensitive but didn't know about their sensitivity and how to handle it properly.
Mm-hmm.
That was how this modality called human design, which is something like astrology, where um, it says that from the time that you were born, you were born with an energetic wiring that's unique to you,
Mm-hmm.
and from your chart, I'm able to share with you the how you are sensitive to the outside world and how you are sensitive to what's going on internally within you.
Mm-hmm.
And that has helped me immensely because sensitivity is lifelong. It's not meant to be buried. It's meant to be honored, but you still need to manage it. Uh, so this is what I want to offer to other people who know that they are somehow more sensitive than other people, but they're not really sure how to deal with it. And
Mm-hmm.
this is where the gentleness comes in. Like, you know that you're sensitive, but you're not sure what are your invisible energetic challenges. And through knowing that, through honoring that, you're able to practice more gentleness, being gentler with yourself.
Right. So important. Now,
Yes.
are you a Reiki master?
I'm not a Reiki master. I've attuned to level 2, then I moved on to other modalities. So the modality I use most often now is called the Wonder method. It's a very very gentle kind of healing where uh, you know, like in superhero movies, they are like whoosh, the energy radiates from their
Mm-hmm.
palms. It's more of a unfolding within. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say you have an injured arm,
Mm-hmm.
we start to calm ourselves, quiet ourselves, and listen deeply to sense deeply to what's out of harmony in your arm with the rest of your
Mm-hmm.
body. And
Right.
as you feel with a sense of curiosity, things just start to unfold, and you go into a deeper sense of harmony and healing. So this is what I find that really resonates with gentleness.
Right. And you develop, a lot of empathy with other people because you know what it's like from your childhood,
Yes.
and going through that whole process. That's wonderful. It's nice to talk to someone who is also involved with Reiki. I'm at level 3 Reiki
Oh,
person, and so it's nice to talk to. I haven't talked to anybody for quite a while who is, in practicing. So that's wonderful. You just have such a broad spectrum of involvement in things in your life. Now I want to talk about your book, the poetry book. How did
yes.
that come about?
I don't really consider myself a poet, and I was new to even like writing on Medium. So writing on Medium since August last year, I think. Yeah, since August last year, and sometimes I'm like when I got into the flow of writing, the energy just comes in and wants to move out into the words, but it it feels like it takes too long to form a proper article. It just comes out into words that resemble poetry. so so this is how I started to write poetry. It was just last year, and I was very blessed to read really soulful poetry from a very sensitive friend, um, and I love how she really honors the sacred the sacredness of writing.
Mm-hmm.
She also has 3 kids, and she shared with me that when the kids have gone to sleep, she'll make space within herself and set out to write the poem. And this his her medium name is Melissa B, and I can feel the energy radiating uh, from her poetry. It's so powerful and gentle,
That's
and
lovely.
yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, I wanted to make healing accessible to more people. So
Mm-hmm.
um, previously, I was used to offering like private healing sessions,
Mm-hmm.
but that's a bit slow. I wanted to deliver more to the masses, and it feels like through the poetry, um, through this book, um, that's my deepest wish to be able to use this book as a container, as a womb, um, that they can safely go inside and use the poems to unwind the tensions, the fears, the feelings within themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And as an energy healer, um, I feel like I believe and I've witnessed that when the denser emotions start to unwind, it gets uplifted and it gets transmuted into joy, into love, into peace. So
Exactly.
yeah, I know you understand as a Reiki person. Yeah.
And you know, the title of the book in and of itself, you know, from the Womb of Gentleness, that says a lot, you know, about the importance of this. And in your poetry, it touches an area that we all need to be connected with, I believe. And so that's probably why I've read it so many times, is because it's like there's a connection there. There's an understanding, and each time I read it, I feel like I move to a different level of understanding. And you know, I would love it if you would read one of your poems.
Uh, thank you. Uh, sure. I like to read The Womb of Gentleness. It said, I don't feel safe. What's happening to me? So I gently plucked you from the Milky Way and placed you back in my womb. The darkness is temporary, my love. The white noise allows you to go deeper within. Take in my love, my pride, my joy. Let me gently rock you to safety. Rest, my child. Grow well, my child. Stretch, my child. Be strong, my child. You deserve all the time you need to be rebirthed again. So this is from the Womb of Gentleness. When I've really felt the intensity of all that's going on in the world,
Hmm.
and then I had this stillness coming to me, and just wanted to share this through this poem. Um,
Wonderful. Would you like to read us another one?
yes, I like to read. There's this poem called "My First and Only Fall."
Okay.
It's about grief. I spent my first and only fall on a road trip to Vermont when we were living in Boston, far away from home in sunny Singapore. A wonder to behold, with our only child then, a cute toddler, hooded and snuggly, feeling tiny in this chilling breeze and beautiful falling leaves. But who am I kidding? I saw, but didn't take it all in, as my eyes grew misty with a heavy heart. I wasn't sure if I could ever feel light enough to embrace this rare vacation. And someone close to me, far away in Singapore, had fallen into an eternal sleep. I don't remember what I saw, but I felt this one and only fall so deeply. And I'd like to share an illustration which I
Yes.
tested from my illustrator friend who's very gifted. Um, so, so this scene was etched in my mind. Uh, we, we were about to go for a vacation to Vermont to see the fall.
Mhm.
When I had an unexpected call from family that my uncle had passed away in hospital,
Mm.
uh, and I didn't know how to enjoy the holiday that we planned.
Right.
So that yeah, I saw the sweetness and preciousness of this scene of my first child looking out at the leaves. Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would like to share?
Um, I just like to convey my gratitude um, that I'm so grateful that you appreciate this book and this message of gentleness. When I first started writing my first book about gentleness, which is like a part memoir, part how-to for sensitives, in 2019, I wasn't sure if anybody else would resonate with it because gentleness is not a keyword that you Google. But the next year, when the pandemic came and offered it as a free download, that there were a lot of people who appreciate the message. And now I'm continuing with running Gentleness Ambassador's publication. And I'm so grateful that there are so many more writers who actually want to contribute and share their own personal insights and experiences on practicing gentleness. This to me is a dream come true. So,
yes.
thank
Well, I don't think that we can practice enough gentleness in this world. It's definitely something we need to do to help people to heal and to make the whole world a lot better place to live. Well, thank you so much, Bingz, for being on here today. I'll be putting your link in the show notes so that people want to take a look at your websites and also a link to your book. Highly recommend it. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful night.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.